Hello everybody, Ellie here for WhoCulture, and boy have we got some juicy topics to discuss today. I do want to start off by saying that the topic we are about to discuss is 100% rumour, but giving our track record, by the time this video goes out they probably will have confirmed it, because let's be honest, it's happened more than once in the past. So I'm sure plenty of you have seen floating across the internet in the last 12 hours probably, but according to a report posted by The Mirror late last night, Millie Gibson has been, quote, dropped from Doctor Who and will be leaving close into the beginning of season 2. So basically she will be in a handful of episodes in season 2, which is set to air next year in 2025, and essentially she's pretty much done with filming. That Russell T Davies made the decision once filming for season 1 was finished, complete, that he was going to write her out. So that's kind of the major part of what we learned in this report. But there's a second part to this, which, and I just want to say right now, we put a video out last week, maybe even a bit before, with our bold predictions for 2024. And you know, I don't wanna give myself a pat on the back or anything, but one of my bold predictions, if you recall, is that we would meet the new companion in 2024. According to this report, the new companion has been cast and will be played by Varada Sethu. Now, I think that's how you pronounce her name. I really did do my research. By all means, correct me if I've pronounced that wrong, but I'm fairly certain that that is how she pronounces her name. So the rumour being that she will be the new full-time companion from season 2. Most people will probably recognise her from her role in Andor, in season 1 of Andor. Now personally I have not seen Andor. I hear on good authority that it's very, very good. It's just not really my cup of tea. Star Wars is not really my jam. Did I just get myself cancelled? Potentially. Now, I do feel like I just need to reiterate once again, this is a rumour. But there are a couple of things about this report that suggest a bit more legitimacy than some of the other rumours that we've seen flying around before. Firstly, the reporter for this article, for this report, is one of the more trustworthy names with regards to Doctor Who reports and rumours that have then turned out to be true. I think I have discussed this before because we did have a report before in the past that was made by a different name and we then questioned the legitimacy of it, whereas this report was made by a reporter who has had Doctor Who related rumours turn out to be true later on down the line. So there's that. Secondly, the Doctor Who filming locations Twitter page. Now, I will stress, this is just a fan page, but they have been pretty reliable in the past, and they have suggested that they've actually seen Varada Sethu on set already filming. So that kind of suggests that there's some truth to this. However, let's not jump the gun here. Just because she has been spotted on set does not mean she is going to be the next companion. There are plenty of other characters in Doctor Who, and for all we know, she could just be a guest star in an episode or a few episodes. It very much made us think, this is what you get for filming so far in advance. Now, while we've said on the one hand it's great they're filming so much in advance because it means that once that gap year, or not the gap year, but the long wait we've had is over, which it pretty much is, we don't have to wait loads and loads and loads of months and nearly years for more content because it's been building up and building up, so it will have so much content. On the other end of that, because they've been filming so far in advance, the fact that we've only just we have only just seen Millie Gibson's debut and we're already talking about her leaving, and so people jump onto the speculation train, and it may well be that she was always only going to be in one season. We don't actually know how long she was intending to stick around for, but because we've only just seen her in literally one episode, and already it seems that she's leaving, it starts to spark all these rumours that there must have been some sort of issue because she's leaving so soon. But actually, with regards to filming, and from her perspective, she's already been doing this for nearly 2 years. On the one hand, filming in advance, this far in advance, is great. On the other, with the similar thing happened, we were discussing this the other day, with talking about how long Ncuti Gatwa is going to stick around for, and it feels so strange because on one hand it feels like he's been the Doctor for ages because the announcement of his casting felt like so long ago, but we've seen very little of him in the role so far. It's a very weird situation that we haven't really found ourselves in before. And I think it's also important to remember that like we said, we don't know how long Millie Gibson was planning to stick around for. We've commented before on how both Millie Gibson and Ncuti Gatwa are young up-and-coming actors, and unlike some actors who may have stayed being comfortable sticking with the same role for a really long time, they probably want to launch themselves into bigger projects and climb that ladder. And so they may not have wanted to stick around for that long. And it's important to remember as well that we have had companions stick around for only one season before. I mean, Martha was only in one season. Bill was only in one season, series. It's not unusual for a companion to only be in one series of the show. It just, I think, because of how stretched out this whole process has been, it's a very odd situation. But it is also interesting to note the words that have been used in this report. I mean, dropped, and the decision to write her out. That suggests that she didn't leave on amicable terms, that there's something untoward happening here. Now I'm not pointing the finger in any particular direction. As I've said, this whole thing is a rumour, and we do know how the rumour train likes to spiral, and something that is like a passing comment suddenly becomes the biggest drama there possibly could be. But it does suggest that maybe she was intending to stay longer, but production had other ideas. It's very, very difficult to grasp. I think this is, as we've said, the issue with filming so far in advance. Because it seems like she's only just started and now she seems to be leaving, it suggests, well, she wasn't there for very long. But in the grand scheme of things, she actually was there for a long time. We just haven't seen the results of all of that hard work yet. And Russell T Davies has planned so much of this and so much of it in advance. I genuinely don't think that it would even be possible for them to pivot on their plans at this point. I think it's just she only intended to be around for a short period of time, and perhaps it was us as fans who were in the wrong for assuming that she would stick around for longer. I mean, obviously there's all this mystery surrounding her origins, and I think maybe wrongfully we all assumed that this was going to be a slow burn through line. Similar to, the crack in the wall situation that we had in Series 5. But that's just us assuming, and that may never have actually been the intention. And now it would suggest that this is only going to be the through line or the plot drive for just Season 1. Which in a way is good, because you don't want to linger on these things too long, but also, yeah, I think that was maybe our bad for assuming. But that's what we do. It's our nature to assume and speculate. So a few other notes that we did notice within this report as well is that Millie Gibson will not be in this year's Christmas special, and that Ncuti will have a guest companion. And we have seen that Nicola I can't say her name. Nicola Coughlan. You know who I mean. The Irish one. I believe she will be maybe the guest companion for that Christmas special. And then the report also suggests that there will be a standalone episode in Season 2 that will kind of wrap up Ruby's story. The last thing that I think probably we need to remember is, if we just jump back to what I was saying about Varada Sethu being spotted on set already, maybe we're assuming that this is a big leak that shouldn't have been leaked yet, but actually, if she's on set in public, then the BBC aren't stupid enough to think that that wasn't going to leak as soon as somebody spotted her. Now, as I said, doesn't mean she's actually the companion, but I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if, even if this hadn't leaked, the announcement would have come a lot sooner than we perhaps thought. Such as, Miriam Margulies' casting was announced earlier than intended because there was a leak. Perhaps jumping on the back of the fact that this has maybe been released slightly sooner than was intended, I think we will have an official announcement pretty soon, if not already, because, as I said, there's precedent for it, BBC, just trying to make us look stupid. Perhaps their plan was to maybe hold off on an announcement until after Season 1 had started airing, so as not to kind of undercut Millie Gibson's run as the companion, which makes sense. I mean, it's like you didn't want too much, now that Ncuti's in the role, you didn't want too much of the David Tennant. You don't want to undercut someone by going, well, you've barely seen this one, but hey, here's the new one. But as I said, I think now that this has happened, I think we will have an announcement, an official announcement, much sooner than we assumed that we would have one. As I said, I must state it just one more time. It is a rumour. Take it with a pinch of salt. May not be true at all. Probably is. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, go check out our bold predictions, because if we were right about this one, what other ones are we right about? Just saying.